So you know what I did? I sent them a pre-demand letter for 15,000. I'm taking them to court. Guys, like I want you to look at me right now. It's important that you guys learn how to sue. Like some of you might be saying, Darain, what are you guys, I'm telling you, learning how to sue, whether arbitration or small claims, is a necessary skill every consumer needs to have. So, guys, we're in a unique period now where, because of technology and what has been working the last 25, 30 years since FICO has been developed, now we're talking about data and the amount of data it's going to require to do this. And the second thing is, where are they getting this information from? So now we're talking about consumer law violations, your right to privacy, which companies, your employers, when did you give any authorization now? Because y'all know I'm the consumer law expert. They're going to use these new underwriting, these cash flow based underwriting, all of these great things. I'm with it. But my question is the information and where it's coming from and the permission that was given, right? So if employees of these corporations or that's employed by these employers, if their information down to their clock in, their time off, how long they've been at the company, there has to be some form of release from the consumer or the employee that gave their employer that written consent or permission that they can furnish their data to house in different companies. So when we're talking about how the information is maintained, how the information is distributed, and the accuracy of the information, one is going to make it easier for y'all to dispute things on your credit. That's number one. Because now the level of information that they have to go through to prove accuracy goes all the way back to the source. So it doesn't matter where they're going to allege the information came from. We have to do a trace of the information, how our files being maintained, the accuracy and completeness of this information. And furthermore, was there even permissible purpose? Because any corporation can become a consumer reporting agency if it's in the business of compiling data and then furnishing that information. There's no special skills required, right? So now we're going into a different route. And this is what I talk about forbidden credit. Guys, like I want you to look at me right now. It's important that you guys learn how to sue. Like some of you might be saying, Darain, what are you guys, I'm telling you, learning how to sue, whether arbitration or small claims, is a necessary skill every consumer needs to have. All right, let me give you an example. I've been having the worst internet service with Xfinity, right? Comcast. Dude, like, I don't even want to say it right now to jinx myself, but in the middle of streaming, I would lose internet, bro. And then I get a message that they're doing maintenance and all of these crazy things. We lost service. But every month they collect a full payment from me for a service that I'm not getting. So you know what I did? I sent them a pre-demand letter for 15,000. I'm taking them to court. So learning this type of skill puts me at the forefront of my own success. What does that mean? That simply means that I am not going to tolerate any BS from anybody. If I'm using my cell phone and my cell phone service starts acting weird, you know what? T-Mobile is going to get a pre-demand letter for a lawsuit. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, right? Tomorrow I go and file a default judgment on Equifax for 15,000. Because they failed to respond to my statement of claim where they had my credit pulled and they had no permissible purpose, and they can't prove that these corporations that they gave had any permissible purpose. Why is that important? The law says written permission must be given. Your consumer report cannot be furnished to any person without a permissible purpose, and the purpose must be certified under Chester versus Purvis, which is the case law that set the precedent for that. And you know what's crazy? You know how they tell you the propaganda that soft inquiries don't matter? I'm sure you've heard that soft inquiries don't
Right,
matter.
right.
Did y'all know that there's no differentiation in the law for soft inquiries or hard inquiries? It only speaks about an inquiry. You see, we've been misled, guys, and this is where forbidden credit comes in. We've been misled to think that a soft pull means nothing. A soft pull is the same as a hard pull. The only place a soft and a hard pull matters is FICO is not your consumer report.
And if you go on Experian, or you look at your detailed credit report, it actually tells you every institution that did a soft pull of your credit.
So I used the $15,000 to test them out. So I'm going after Experian next. And Experian, I'm going after Experian for 66,000 because there's about 66 soft inquiries on my report. Okay.
Wait.
Huh?
Can you explain to the people what is a pre-demand letter for those who don't know?
Okay.
Just break that down real quick.
All right. So I use pre-demand for different things. All right. When it comes to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, I'm not sending them a pre-demand. What I'm doing is I'm disputing directly, right? And I know they can produce the information, but that's not the point. The point is you must dispute, because the law says that if something is inaccurate or incomplete, you must dispute it. If they fail to provide the proof now, that's where I get them, because I know they don't have the proof, right? So when we're talking about a pre-demand now, we're talking more in the realm of the arbitration side, where let's like Comcast, for example, right? I'm getting shitty internet service, right? It's interrupting my calls. I can't do consultations. I can't do Zooms. It's affecting my business and my credibility. So small claims amount in Georgia is 15,000, right? I'm going after them for 15,000. So with Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian now, so they have a whole bunch of, where's my Experian report? I can't seem to find it. But anyway, so this is an example, right? So all of these right here are soft inquiries, right? Any person that accesses your, let me read the law itself to give you guys some more perspective on how I'm coming up with these numbers. Because some of you might be saying, Lorraine, how did you come up with 66,000? I'm explaining it to you guys right now. So I want you guys to follow with me right now. Y'all are getting this lesson live. 15 USC 1681N. And we're going to go to civil liability for willful non-compliance, right? So when we go here, we're going to read what it says. A, any person, I want you guys to click on the word person.
Did you want to share your screen?
I want you to scroll down to A. All right, I'm going to read A now. Any person who willfully fails to comply with any requirement imposed under this subchapter with respect to any consumer is liable to that consumer. We read that part, right? All right, do me a favor now. I want you to open up another tab. All right, I want you to scroll down a little bit. All right, let's read it. Subject to subsection C, any consumer reporting agency may furnish a consumer report under the following circumstances and no other. Meaning that the conditions listed here is the only conditions where a consumer report can be furnished. Look at number 2. In accordance with written instructions from the consumer to whom it relates.
Okay.
All right, written instructions. So in order for any company to get it, they must have what? Written permission. That's why they say, hey, sign this document so we can pull your credit. For those of you that are wondering what that means, when you go to get a car or you're applying for a credit card, you have to do an electronic signature, electronic sign first before your credit gets pulled. That's that permissible purpose document that they need to supply to a consumer reporting agency to have your credit report pulled.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? So it says written instructions. What about verbal instructions?
Verbal
what
is not, nope. Verbal
okay,
is
so
not
if you're, the reason why I'm asking, because there's been times where, for example, let's say you're on the phone with a lender, for example. This could be like a BHG or something like that. And they'll ask you, do you grant permission to pull your credit? So are you saying that when they do, that's not valid?
It's not, because the law says
Interesting.
written instructions.
Okay.
The law says written instructions. Now, they may have a feature where they have a voice audio transcript where your yes could be
they record the conversation,
a recorded conversation, and then they will send you the terms and agreement later on and include that in there when you sign. But written permission must be given. Without the written permission, it is identity theft.